How important was that opening scene for you when you're shooting it?
Well, it was first and foremost, it was very important to the Bloober team, who were absolute devotees of the original game. Although I had not at that point played the game, I was familiar, and I had watched a lot of footage online, and I saw this iconic moment, and it resonated with me even though I had not at that point played the game. It's about identity, isn't it? And it kicks off the whole psychological journey of our I won't say eponymous hero, but of James Sunderland. And I was a little bit fixated on this moment. It was one of the earlier pieces that we shot in the volume. I was trying to push the envelope. They were trying to push the envelope, and I think it was a happy accident, as I understand it, in the original version, that the actor caught the camera lens, so looks deep into the soul of the player, and you have this immediate connection. Whether it was indeed an accident or whether it was actually very, very deliberate, I'm not entirely sure. However, I was very keen to recreate that, and I was humoured on the day. They indulged me. The guys were very, very kind, and they said, sure, Luke, in their kind of like broken English, a team from Poland, and go ahead. And so I managed to flick a look to the reference camera, and if you look very carefully in our version, there is there is a little homage to that original bit of genius from the first game. But I did my best to give it a nod, a wink to camera, as it were. But it was a very important scene. I love it. It's so cinematic. He comes out of the darkness into the light, and that moment, and where we were over the sink. Of course, all of this stuff is imaginary, and that's what's wonderful about doing this kind of work, as I have, in the last couple of years discovered. It's like being a sandbox as a kid. Everything is imaginary. You're guided. It's guided imagination, because the director and the writer and the cinematic team are all over it. They know their stuff, but you are essentially imagining everything. You're standing there as you know only too well, in a suit covered in little disco balls, and on what is essentially a large table tennis court. Or table, and with I think 93 or 97 cameras around the room, and you have to imagine everything. So it was kind of interesting to imagine the running tap or faucet in this instance, and to feel your hands, and of course you've got the headgear on, so you're actually your vision is obscured as well. So there's a lot of imagining going on, but I rather like the idea of a shift vocally. So I thought it would be fun, since it's and I hope I'm not giving anything away, in the reality of his story, it's post-traumatic event, and I thought it'd be rather nice to have a little residual heavy breathing from that, and then when the moment of not recognition, but the moment of total amnesia happens, when he looks into the mirror, that's when I thought it would be fun to stop that, and have a gear shift, and then he's sort of none the wiser and has no idea where he is or why he's there, and of course then he exits. But it was very important. It's very important to the guys to get it right, and it was very important to me because it sort of seemed to be the key. It was kind of the why and the wherefore of this character. And although he leaves it all in the bathroom, and it's such a linchpin in this game, and such a super cool kickoff for this story and this adventure. So it was very important, and I look back on it. Sorry, I'm waffling now, but I look back on it with relish, because it was great. Of course, the reality is, your door is a lampstand, a simple hinge of two pieces of metal, and you push it and pretend that there's more resistance there than there is. But yeah, it was. It felt important, and we gave it the time as a result. So it was cool.
Yeah, lovely. I love that because that's, as I said, the opening time, the players see that first and experience.
Yeah.
Get to see the very first frames of what James is like and what's going on in his mind, and then the horror start and the music kicks in, and then it opens up to this, oh, Silent Hill 2, and why is he and what's he doing. And you mentioned how this was like in the volume you have this motion capture suit, and this was like, I think, your first video game as well. So how crazy was it for you to walk around, work in that environment?
Systematically, as we went through it, we were shown sort of placeholder sort of animation for the kind of thing that they wanted, or indeed we were shown the original game. In fact, I think on most occasions both were shown to us. Certainly it was available, and so there was that thing coursing through the whole process that was, we want to do this right, because this is very specific and very important to a lot of people who grew up on this stuff. So yeah, it was definitely a labor of love and reverence, on the part of the team. And yeah, it was. You have to keep imagining the fog. You keep having to remind yourself of the sort of the level of bewilderment that the character finds himself in. And I was very lucky because the other actors were so strong, and Mateusz, the director, was so specific in his desire to create this along the original lines, but hopefully enhanced and hopefully just updated. But yeah, and the same with the writer who barely veered off the original track, but at the same time there were just little tweaks, all to enhance the game player's experience.